everybody, welcome back to Legit Street Cars. My name is Alex, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you how much I paid for the cheapest E320 CDI in the entire country, and I'm going to tell you how much the previous owner made flipping this car to me because he left his old bill of sale from when he bought the car inside of the car. Also, I'm going to show you everything that's wrong with the E320, and if it seems like I'm just a little bit too happy to be making a video where I'm showing you everything that I have to fix on a car that I just bought, it's for a couple reasons. First of all, I'm not too concerned about most of this stuff, except for at the end, I'll show you something that I'm a little upset about. But secondly, tomorrow, I am showing my 4-year-old son how to change engine oil for the very first time, and I know some of you guys out there that don't have kids probably don't care, but I'm really excited about that. All right, guys, let's get to it. I paid $3,000 for this car, 268,000 mile, clean title, not smashed, running and driving 2005 E320 CDI. And if you guys have been looking for these cars, especially since my last reveal video, you know that you can't find them for $3,000. This is still the cheapest one that I could find anywhere on the internet without some kind of crazy story and without it being at an auction. Now, I bid on one that had massive hail damage and it went for $25.50 without auction fees and without shipping. So this was by far the cheapest one that I could find, but as you're gonna learn, there is a little bit of a reason for that. Now, if you guys have been with this channel for a while, you know that I always preach to get a real pre-purchase inspection and not to buy cars sight unseen, except when you have a YouTube channel and you don't have time to go out to Iowa to pick this car up, you do that. So I had a subscriber, he's not a mechanic, go out there and just let me know if the car existed, that it did run and drive, and then it wasn't all smashed up because I had to wire money. So that's all I had done. I had no pre-purchase inspection. And honestly, I could tell over the phone that this guy was lying through his teeth. He must have called me good buddy and friend about 500 times, which is always a really, really bad sign. So you guys saw the motor mounts, and he put in the ad that this car runs and drives really smooth or something along those lines. Let me show you what it feels like inside of the car with motor mounts that are basically completely broken. Well, not sure if you guys can hear that. The guy listed this as a smooth ride. That is not a smooth ride. These motor mounts are so bad, it's just vibrating the entire car. So if you're in reverse or drive, it does that, and then when you go into park, it smooths out a little bit, but still makes some pretty brutal noises. So other than that, while we're in the interior, we have a steering wheel that looks like it was just baked in the sun. The shifter's a little bit grimy, not too bad, and the rest of the interior is pretty decent, just missing a couple little pieces of trim like this one. And I did find a local part out that has a steering wheel, a shifter. They have this B-pillar trim that always wears out like that, and all the little miscellaneous trim that I need for this car for just a couple $100. So we are gonna do a minor interior restoration. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to a couple mechanical items, like the fact that this car has a check engine light on, and then it wasn't creating any boost pressure when I first bought it. And then at the end, I'll show you something that I'm kind of upset about because I really can't fix it, especially here in my garage. But first, because I know that there are a few guys out there with OCD that are just flipping out right now at these yellowed headlights, we gotta restore the headlights and ceramic coat them and make them look better than brand new. The most important step is protecting the headlamp lenses. I love using ceramic coating for this. If you guys want to see an entire video where I show you how to ceramic coat and restore headlights and ceramic coat an entire car, I'll put it down below. But this stuff is only 45 bucks. It'll do an entire car, and I'll leave a coupon code down below as well. But guys, this is gonna look so much better. So let me tell you, it is very difficult to see at night with a regular halogen light and those lenses, but this is gonna be a lot safer. It looks fantastic, and the ceramic coating will protect it for many, many years to come. So let's move on to the check engine light and why this car didn't have any boost pressure when I first bought it. Okay, moving on to more problems with the CDI. We have our launch Bluetooth scanner hooked up to the car. And if you guys are ever wondering where I got a certain part or tool, I may forget to say this, but they're always linked in the video description box down below. So we have two current codes on this car. Now the first one I actually already had fixed, but I unfixed it just to show you guys the code. So it's showing a code for an M55 Inlet Port Shutoff Motor. And this is why the car didn't have any boost pressure when I first bought it. I was kind of freaked out. This car was really, really slow. That's all the way down, people. Floored. No boost. I thought maybe there was an issue with the turbo or something like that. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more here in a minute when we go for a test drive in this car. Next up, we have a fuel filter water level sensor, water in fuel. Now, it's very possible that there is water in the fuel. These fuel filters right here need to be changed out every 20,000 miles. And considering that the cluster is telling us that this car is about 2,000 miles past due on its service, I'm going to go ahead and say this has not been changed in a very long time. Although you will normally get a little warning on the cluster telling you that there's water in the fuel, and I'm not getting that. But either way, we're going to swap out the fuel filter just for maintenance purposes. But it is possible that the water and fuel sensor, which is right here, is faulty. It's date coded 10/2004. So these are about $100. So we might end up having to swap that out as well to take care of that problem. While I was here, I checked out the cabin filter. That looks pretty clean. We have to clean out the cowl. It's pretty disgusting. And then we found a Mercedes auxiliary battery, so that's good. There is also a factory Mercedes battery in the trunk that's just date coded a couple of years ago, so we're good to go there. So let's go for a ride in the CDI and talk about that M55 inlet motor. Now the CDI has what's called a variable vane turbocharger, and what can happen is if the car goes into limp mode, which a code for the M55 inlet motor will definitely put this into limp mode, the engine's computer can actually reduce the amount of boost pressure that the turbocharger produces. Now, as soon as I realized I had this issue, I did what everybody would do, and I hopped on the internet, I searched all the forums, and I found a really neat thread on a UK Mercedes-Benz forum that taught me an awesome hack. Now, this cost me about 1 penny and 10 minutes worth of my time. But since I've done it, I now have full boost pressure. I don't know if you guys... This thing is rocking and rolling. These things are actually pretty quick, guys. I recommend you go out and drive one. But it's been 700 miles. I have full boost pressure, no drivability concerns whatsoever. Miles per gallon are exactly what they should be. And the car just generally runs great. So I will show you exactly what I did to fix this problem, along with how I'm deleting the EGR valve and gaining a lot of horsepower and torque in the process. So that's all for a future video. Oh, and check this out. I've been driving the car for about an hour now, and it's not getting up to operating temperature, so a thermostat is definitely in order. Next, we are underneath the CDI and taking a look at these, the tires. Now, the previous owner listed the tires as in good condition, and I don't know about you guys, but this is not in good condition. These are the wear bars right here. It's very, very close to the wear bars. These are in fair condition at best. Now, this one is the worst of the bunch. The other three are halfway decent, but definitely not in good condition. Now, I'm not super concerned. I'll be installing brand new Blizzaks with these 17-inch wheels right here and then replacing all of these wheels and tires anyway. Now, I will point this out. The steering and suspension on this vehicle is practically all brand new. This car drives beautifully. All the bushings and joints look new. They're very tight. There's no leaks from the rack and pinion steering, but there is a really weird alignment issue, and I'll let you guys try and figure this out for a second. Check this out. Look at the control arm in the bushing here. Do you see anything wrong? Take a look at the driver's side. That looks normal. And then back over to the passenger side. Look at this, guys. The arm has completely shifted to the front of the car. It is slid over the bushing. So a couple things could have happened here. He might have replaced the entire arm, and maybe it's a cheap arm or something, and this just slid out of place. I have no idea. Or he installed the bushing. It is brand new, and he didn't install it properly at all. So at the very least, I'll have to drop this down, try to reposition the bushing, but I may have to replace the entire arm. So the alignment on this car, it drives straight, but the steering wheel is off, and when you hit a bump, it kind of like jerks you to one side of the road. So definitely kind of an interesting find. I was not expecting this at all. Now, I know this video is about everything that's wrong with this car, but I do have to highlight something that I'm not used to at all, which is pretty awesome. This car is from Florida. It's been in Florida its entire life up until a couple months ago when the guy from Iowa had it shipped to him, and then I had it shipped to me here in Chicago. But look at this. The exhaust seems to be completely original and in excellent condition. You know what I'm used to here with our salted roads? I'm used to these nuts and studs just combining into one. You could never get these nuts off. They always break because the salt just destroys everything underneath the car. But this thing, it looks like it's going to be an absolute joy to work on. The exhaust looks great. The rear differential is not leaking. It's not all caked up with rust. It just looks really nice and clean under here, and I am not used to this kind of stuff whatsoever. Also, this car is not leaking anything at all. I was kind of expecting it to at least have a couple leaks, but look at this. The transmission is like totally bone dry. We just have a little bit of some seepage here. Now, this is nothing you would ever do anything about. This is really nothing. And then this is what happens when the motor mounts break. They are filled with a hydraulic type of fluid, and it just oozes out all over the place. But look at this engine, really nice and clean. 268,000 miles here, and it just looks to be in really good condition under here. So I'm actually kind of excited to do some work on the old CDI. All right, so that's pretty much it mechanically. So let me show you guys the bill of sale that I found in the car the same night that I pulled this off of the shipping truck. Now, this car was a complete mess when I got it. There was Red Bulls everywhere and just papers all over the place, including in the driver door pocket. And in there, I found this yellow guy right here. He paid $2,000 for my CDI just a couple months ago. He probably did absolutely nothing to it but get it shipped from Florida to Iowa, and then he sold it to me and made about $1,000. And to be honest with you, I'm happy for him. I'm totally okay with that. This is the name of the game. I've flipped cars and made a lot more money than that, and this just goes to show you that you absolutely have to have a pre-purchase inspection. You can't trust anyone out there. Now, I make videos showing you guys how to fix cars, and this was only a $3,000 car, so I'm not worried about it at all. Actually, the car's pretty nice for $3,000. I'm content with paying that, even though I know the guy made a little bit of money on it. But for you guys out there, especially the guys that don't really do a lot of the major work on your cars, you got to get the inspection done. At least go check out the car. Don't buy cars sight unseen. I get emails all the time where guys send me a Craigslist link to a $30,000 to $50,000 car, and they just ask me, hey, does this look good? Should I buy it? No, you shouldn't. You got to get it inspected or you could get burned. Worst case scenario with this, I'm out $3,000. I mean, this will always sell for that much, so I'm not worried about it. But guys, just get the inspections done, pay the money. It's definitely the safe route to go. So I'm happy that I got this car, 268,000 miles. It looks really good. It's from Florida, and it doesn't really have any rust. It looks really nice, except for the one part of the car that I'm a little upset about, guys, and this is completely not normal on this chassis, but look at this. There's rust right by the windshield. Again, had I gone out and looked at this car or paid a professional to look at it, he would have told me that right away, and I probably still would have bought it. But there's also some rust right here by the sunroof. It doesn't leak any water or anything like that, but what I think happened was something probably fell in this area a long time ago. They fixed it up, and they didn't do the best of job. You can tell this is different paint. This isn't factory paint right here. So luckily, I say luckily, the windshield is also cracked. So when this comes out, you probably fix that up a lot easier. And there you go. The rest of the car looks really nice. Like I said, it's from Florida. You guys saw underneath, it's really clean. So we're going to fix this car up. We're going to modify it. We're going to make it look good. We're going to make it run good. And it's going to be a ton of fun. All right, if you guys have stayed till the end of this video, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. The exterior plan for the CDI is to do an E63 conversion to the whole car. So you guys know that I did the E63 front bumper and grille, and I did this to the headlights on the E55. So we're going to do this exact same thing, except we're going to do the E63 side skirts and the rear bumper. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this car wrapped. I've never had a wrap done before, so I'm really excited. This car is going to look amazing, and I don't know if this is going to happen for sure, but I got a lead on some black E55 seats. So guys, this is going to be a really fun project. I'm really excited. I am daily driving the car at the same time, so this is going to be kind of like a rolling project. But either way, I am really excited to bring you guys this content, and we're going to be continuing on with the work on this car to make it faster for next spring. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget, hit the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe if you're new, and most importantly, have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.